www.cityofnatchitoches.la.gov. We have a rezoning tonight, so that will be introduced at May 8th at this location, and it's only for introduction at that time, although I encourage everybody to come forward in case the city council decides to recognize somebody that cannot be here for the final voting, which will occur on May the 22nd. We don't have any waivers, do we?
Yes, we have a variance request.
Oh, but it's part of the,
Okay.
so there's a variance this evening, and anybody who's aggrieved by an action on that, an appeal must be filed within 10 days of tonight's decision. It is not automatically docketed, but it has to be docketed within 45 days. I'd ask everyone as an attendee, if they've signed in the back, anyone who comes forward to the AMBO, I would ask them to identify themselves, and we're asked that you speak directly into the mic. Are we doing this on Zoom
Can
anymore?
y'all sign in?
Well, it's on YouTube now. It's
Okay.
a live stream.
Oh, it just says, please ask Zoom participants. We don't have any Zoom participants.
No, sir.
Is that correct? All right, so the procedure that we'll follow is that we'll hear from the applicant on an application, then we will hear from persons in favor of the applicant, and then we will hear persons in opposition to the applicant, and in the event that there are any oppositions, we will hear a short rebuttal by the applicant or a single designee addressing only the issues raised by the opposition. Then we will move to comments or questions by members of the commission and discussion, and then go on to voting. The next meeting will be June the 6th, 2023 at 5 p.m. right here. Did I miss anything?
No, sir.
All right. Roman number 2, roll call.
Okay. Miss Anita Dubois,
Here.
Bobby Claiborne,
Here.
Charles Whitehead III,
Here.
Ethel Blake,
Here.
Isaac Lewis, Michael Lewis,
Here.
Ricky McAllister, Ron Brown,
Here.
Walter Johnson.
Here.
All right, by my count, that's a quorum.
It is.
All right. Roman numeral 3, approval of the minutes from the March 7, 2023 meeting. Commissioners have been provided copies of the minutes and recordings prior to tonight for the proposed minutes. Recording for all city meeting videos are now posted on the city's website. To watch those videos, the user can subscribe to the city's YouTube channel at City of Natchitoches, LA, or visit the city website link at https://www.natchitoches.la.gov/content/meeting-videos. You've been provided copies of the proposed minutes. If there are no corrections, additions, or deletions, I will entertain a motion to waive their formal reading and adopt them as proposed.
I move we approve.
Motion by DuBois.
Second.
Second by Lewis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, catch me at the end of the meeting, Ms. Mary. Roman number 4, old business, subsection A, the city council approved the application by Grayloot Ventures LLC to rezone the following lots 1 and 2 at the northeast corner of Texas Street and 4th Street, shown on map slide 366-A of the records of Natchitoches Parish, Louisiana, from B-2 commercial to B-3 commercial with additional BA zoning. The reason is to operate as a cigar lounge and for alcohol consumption on the premises, bearing municipal address 312 Texas Street, exhibit number 2 in Commissioner's packet of that day, and councilperson district number 4. Any more old business, Madam Director?
No, sir.
Roman number 5, new business, subsection A, an application by Mr. James Dordelon to rezone the following location, at the following location, lot 190 feet north side Mill Street, is shown on a plat in conveyance book 317 folio 884 of the records of Natchitoches Parish, Louisiana, from B3 commercial to B3 commercial with additional BA zoning. The reason is for a multi-purpose venue restaurant bearing municipal address 104 Mill Street, exhibit number 2, and council person district number 4. It was my understanding there was also a request for a variance of
It is.
17
A variance of 11 spaces. of
11
required
spaces.
120 spaces.
11 spaces off 120 spaces. I guess, you think I ought to ask for an amendment of the agenda?
That agenda is wrong that you see
Okay.
there, but what we actually
The
published
notices- the
and what we
notices went out
advertised was
correctly?
correct.
Okay, all right, thank you. So the agenda is wrong, it contains a variance. So as Mr. Dorlan or his representative will come forward to discuss this, let's hear a summary by the director.
So a few months ago, Mr. Dorlan came before us with a proposal requesting for the BA zoning and for parking. But we tabled the application. There wasn't enough parking that was presented for the application. They've gone back, they've done some studies. Right now, there is an agreement that they have with the neighboring property for additional parking. So what they will propose for us is 109 parking spaces. So that's a great, vast difference from the variance that they had before. With the 11 spaces being required as a variance, I think we should approve the application as it stands.
Have you seen a draft proposal yet of the shared parking agreement or whatever it is?
I have not seen it
All right.
completed yet, but I do know it's forthcoming.
And any action today would be subject to, a CO they would have to have that written application executed by all parties
They
before
will.
you'd issue a CO, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Mr. Dorlan, would you address us, please, and tell us, is there anything you want to add to what the director did in the summary of this application?
I am James Dortland, the owner of the L.A. Johnson Building, and like I said, pretty much everything's been said. We've went out and to seek, more parking for our building space to open and to operate, to even start construction on it. I know we've got they're in the process of getting all the contracts work put together to occupy that space with the state. Everything, we've got a thumbs up from everybody. It's just the final touches on the, I think there's a 20-year agreement that we're looking for, that they have said that they would do, to have that leased on this term for us. So, and then the variance is what we're asking for. So we can continue with our, to even start construction, pulling our permits to begin construction.
Questions for Mr. Dorlan from members of the commission?
What type of restaurant is it gonna be?
Well, it is, we're starting with a venue to get it. I mean, we want to do a venue first and then get the kitchen going to where we can start serving, I mean, not really a fast food, but I guess you could call it,
It's more of a sit-down dinner.
yeah, it would be more, I don't know if it would, that's the struggles we're having, is kind of what kind of restaurant we're going to have. We've been all over the map with it, but we know in the beginning we will have the venue and it will serve catered food there.
Any other questions from Mr. Dorlan? All right, Mr. Dorlan, thank you. Just hang tight and we'll see if there's anyone else want to speak on behalf of the application of Dorlan.
You can if you want.
Good evening, Chris Gillette on behalf of Mr. Dortland. Just one point of clarification. The variance is actually for 103 spaces. It was originally 109.
Okay.
And then there were 6 spaces that were originally placed along the road on Mill Street. And when we met with the office, they suggested that those needed to be removed. So we did remove them. We resubmitted the plan. So it's actually 103 spaces, and the variance is actually for 17 spaces.
And do we have an amended application, or do we need to amend that at this time?
We can amend that at this time.
All right, let's go. Do you want to proceed with that, or do you want to proceed forward with comments? Madam Director?
I think we can amend the
All
application
right.
now.
At the request of the director, do I have a motion to amend the application only as regard to the variance, that it be a variance of 17 of the 120 spaces rather than what was stated earlier?
I so move.
I'll
Motion by
second.
Claiborne, second by DuBois, all in favor to amend the motion before us only. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion, the application stands amended.
Thank you, sir.
Let's move forward. Is anyone else here to speak on behalf of the application of Door to Lawn? Hearing none, is there anyone in opposition to the application of Door to Lawn? This is really not the place to have questions. I mean, we're occur before the public hearing. I mean, we're not an investigative body, we're a deliberative body. Now, let me poll my folks. Do y'all want to listen to questions?
No.
Mr. Claiborne, Mr. Lewis,
No.
Mr. Johnson?
No.
All right, I understand, I understand the idea. It's just that it's like showing up to court asking for questions when the thing's been set for trial. These ladies that staff our office are available during normal business hours to answer questions, and I'm afraid that the public hearing is not really the place to do it. And like I say, what are y'all open, 36 hours a week
We are.
and available by email?
Email and phone.
All right. Hearing no opposition, let's have this. Okay, then please come forward if you.
Tommy Melder, Williams Avenue. Is a 20-year lease a common thing, shared parking with a state park?
No. That's not for our,
That's not for y'all to say.
not for our to respond to. As I said, Mr. Melder, earlier, they're gonna have to produce an executed lease before they can be issued a certificate of occupancy. It is not our province to question Lieutenant Governor Nungesser and his people. If they, in truth and in fact, execute it, then they have satisfied the requirements of the ordinance. But I understand your concern.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Melder. Does that bring up any questions for members of the commission for Mr. Dordelon, Mr. Gillette? Do y'all choose to respond to that? Either one, just one of y'all. And of course, limit your comments to the opposition.
Yes, Chris Gillette again. I believe that based on what the state's lawyer is telling me, is a typical timeframe. We have not finalized the details. It'll probably be a 10-year term with a 10-year option. I spoke with the lawyer for the state today, Kevin Kleinpeter. He felt like they could probably do that and felt like that would be typical.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gillette. Any questions for Mr. Gillette from members of the commission? Hearing none, discussion by commission members.
I move we approve.
Motion by
second.
DuBois to approve, second by Claiborne. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. All right, so because this was a combined application, the parking waiver, if someone is aggrieved by the parking waiver, they have to file an appeal within 10 days. The rezone will naturally come before the council on May the 8th, and then for final vote on May the 22nd. I encourage everyone to attend both meetings if you want to have any input. I've experienced before where somebody says they can't be here for the May 22 meeting, and our council persons will hear from folks that will be unavailable for the final, so I would suggest you show up at both if you need to be heard. Any more new business?
No, sir.
Roman numeral 6, report of office activities.
None at this time.
We'll defer that then. Roman numeral 7, Reverend Claver.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Lewis, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign.